It's time for the Money Puzzle Podcast. With good conversations and realistic solutions to the money puzzles we all face every day. I'm your host, financial advisor, chartered financial consultant, and president of Edgen Insurance and Financial, Robert Edgen. Now let's get this show started. Hi there, hello, and welcome to the Money Puzzle Podcast. I am Robert Edgen, and I'll be your guide for the ride for the next few minutes. Each week, we look at a different piece of the money puzzle. I forgot what I say. Hi there, hello, and welcome to the Money Puzzle Podcast. I am Robert Edgen, and I'll be your guide for the ride for the next few minutes. Each week, we look at a different piece of the money puzzle and practical ways to solve it so you can have the
financial confidence you deserve
and the future that you dream of. This is episode number 27, and today we're talking about us.
Us. Where I came from, where you came from, how we got here, where we're going.
It is the story of us.
Everybody wants to hear about it.
It's the Us Show.
It is.
Brian Johnson, good buddy, good amigo.
Thank you, and I love the walls.
So this is our new studio, which is still got a little bit of work to be done, but I am excited because it's a new studio.
Yeah, it's bigger, it's quieter.
It's got more soundproofing material.
Yeah.
So it should be good. I also will say it's definitely warmer in here.
It is hot in here.
It is hot in here, but we're gonna work through it. And by next week, I'm assuming I'll have the studio finished, put together, wrapped up, so it'll look like it is back to normal. So I do a lot of reading and research, and I come across different news topics and headlines that catch my eye. So I thought we would take a moment to look at some news. Today's news comes from Yahoo Finance, and the headline reads, Petty crooks,
not a cook.
Not a petty cook. Petty crooks, $5 million lottery win raises suspicions. So this happened in London, and the story reads, for two friends with checkered pasts, it was the luck of a lifetime, a £4 million or $5.2 million lottery win. But Britain's National Lottery is withholding the payout as it investigates whether the men who have a string of criminal convictions used illicit means to buy the winning ticket. The pair's social media account shows them celebrating with cocktails and champagnes, and they posed for a sun photographer with a scratch card. So they're not arguing that the ticket was a winning ticket.
They're just arguing how they got the ticket.
That's right.
You know, isn't it all chance anyways?
Well, it totally is. But now what they're saying is that particular lottery ticket has to be bought with debit cards. So I'm assuming maybe it was bought out of a machine. And the debit card that they used, they're saying maybe wasn't their debit card.
So you use a debit card. I gave you the $5 for the lottery ticket. Fair exchange of trade, right? Yeah, I wanted something. Yeah, okay. I gave you something. Yeah. Shouldn't it still be theirs?
It's total luck.
It is.
They put in the $5, they scratched it off, they won $5 million. Okay, but think about it this way.
Yeah.
What if that was your debit card that I stole? Now,
well, if you stole my debit card, it's a different issue. But if you came to me and said, hey, I don't have a debit card, buy me a lottery ticket and I'll give you the $5. Okay, here's the $5.
So what this says is that neither of the two criminal gentlemen, they're gentlemen until proven criminals, neither of them had a debit card. So whose debit card was it? But
I don't know.
I don't even know where to go from this. I go back and forth on this. Is this, the lottery system trying to keep from having to pay out $5.2 million? Yeah. Or is it them trying to protect the poor person whose debit card was taken and stolen and used without their permission, which led to $5 million.
Who knows? One way or the other, I don't like the story.
You don't like what, that they won?
No, it's not that they won, because it's all by crazy chance, right? I mean, the odds are astronomical.
Yes.
Right? But what information don't we know? Did you give me $5 for me to use my debit card because you don't have one? Mm-hmm. Or did you knock me over the head, take my debit card and buy a lottery ticket?
And we don't
know. We don't know. It's hard to say. And if you guys know the outcome, let us know.
That's it for today's news. Thankfully, let's go ahead and get into the hot topic of today. right, so today's hot topic is us. We thought it would be a good idea to hear our backstory, get to know us a little bit more, and why we do some of the things we do. So, right. Brian, let's start with you. Tell me, why are you in this business? What got you into this?
So I'll go all the way back to high school. And so I was raised initially, we didn't have a whole lot of anything. Mm-hmm. And then parents were successful over time and did very, very well. And in high school, I wanted to be a cop. So I went through the police academy right out of high school. I was 19 years old. So you have to be, I don't know, I can't remember, 20 or 21, I think, in Michigan. It may be here too, I don't know, to be a cop. So I went on to Michigan State. So at Michigan State, I'm like, I'm going to get married. I'm broke. I don't have any money. I'm paying for college. And decided, well, I can pick up pop cans and beer bottles in Michigan.
10 cents a bottle.
10 cents a piece in order to save enough money to buy my wife an engagement ring. In that time, I had gathered $4,000 in pop bottles. That's
40,000 pop bottles.
So then I was
real quick.
Yeah,
I'm from Michigan as well. That's not why we know each other, but
we got to know each other picking up pop bottles on the side of the road.
People who are not from Michigan don't call it pop.
They don't.
No, it's soda.
Yes,
but anyway, soda bottles.
Okay, everybody knows beer. So there was a lot of beer bottles at Michigan State University.
Sure. Okay.
A lot. So anyways, $4,000. And so still not enough money. And at the time, my parents were at that time they still are in the software industry. And so I was talking to one of their small business experts. Now, mind you, this was at the brink of computer systems and all that stuff. This was back in 91, I want to say, 91, 92. His name was David Baker, and he told me about Novell. I don't think they even exist anymore. But anyway, it was Novell. I wanted to invest in Microsoft.
So you invested?
So I invested part of the money into Novell at $32 a share, which promptly went down to like $5.
This is your wife's engagement ring money.
Yes. Microsoft promptly went up and doubled, went up and doubled, went up and doubled. So anyways, at the beginning of my investment career, I lost a lot of money. So Michigan State, I decided, was going through the worthless criminal justice program. Absolutely, don't ever spend your money on it. I started taking electives in economics and loved it. Found my new passion with economics. So I started studying the Wall Street Journal, everything I could possibly read that I did. So made some other investments, made my wife's wedding ring money back.
Oh, that's good. Because you are married.
Yes, I'm married, yep. And I didn't stop picking up I'll call it pop cans and beer bottles until I got out of college.
Had a poor childhood.
Yep.
I also had a poor childhood. In fact, my entire story is back in episode 1. So I won't tell the whole story, but if you want to watch it, go back and watch it, episode 1. From a very young age, I was able to see the difference. You know that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Yep.
I had like Rich Week, Poor Week. Because I would go, my parents weren't getting along. So I'd close at my mom's and I'd close at my dad's. Close at my dad's, we went to the store and bought. Clothes at my mom's, we got from Goodwill. Now, she was the most loving, wonderful mother. She did and has always and still does absolutely everything to make our life great. We just didn't have any money.
Right.
So I was able to see kind of the haves and the have-nots all at the same time.
A lot of that was same for me because my parents, when I say my parents, it's my mom and my stepdad. Mm-hmm. My dad, he never wanted to do, I hope he doesn't see this, but he didn't work in the summers. He bowled. That's what he did, owned a pro shop type of stuff.
In Michigan?
Yeah.
It's a big thing in Michigan.
So it was a little different because my dad, we would go to the trailer. Okay. It was a mobile home for 6 weeks in the summer and every other weekend. And then my parents, the house on my mom and stepdad, the house on the lake with the boat and all that stuff.
So you kind of got to see it as well. Yeah. So I decided when I was young,
kind of, I knew what the lifestyle that I preferred, and I knew what I wanted for my own family and my own kids. And, my mom's story ended up very well, and that we talk about that in episode number 1. But the bottom line is, I did all of these entrepreneurial things. I loved business from the time I was young, because if I wanted to, have a pair of shoes for basketball, I better figure out how to go make money so I could buy the shoes for basketball. So I didn't get into the economic side or, the investing side of it, but I got into the business management side of it from a very young age. And that's what I've always loved, is the business side of things.
My mom was always, she taught my brother and I, and not so much my stepbrother and sister, because they lived with their mom, but how to deal with money at a very young age. So I started working when I was 12. I worked on farms. So I always had that sense. And so, but they never taught me budgeting. And when I got married, we lived in seriously, I think it was 400 square foot house. Mm-hmm. Aaron was going to grad school. I was working in the security department, making $10.50 an hour, trying to figure out how to make ends meet. So we never did anything. And at the time, gas was 91 cents a gallon, because I'll never forget that, because we would go drive around for entertainment because we couldn't do anything else.
And it was cheap.
Yeah, it was super cheap at the time. Couldn't do anything else. And then we bought a house 2 years later, back in 1998, and then made some financial stupidity mistakes. Credit cards, ran it up. Then what do you do when you have too much credit card? What do you hear on TV? Refinance your house.
You get a refinance your house.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I did that. I did that twice. Stupid. And then I got into, and I heard about Larry Burkett. He's since passed. I think it's been 10, 15 years now. But he was started and created Christian Financial Concepts. So I read his books, finally started learning about budgeting, finally got everything back on track. And then in the big downturn, everybody knows the Great Recession, as they call it. So I was able to take advantage of the Great Recession and people's misfortunes because we had equity in our house, because my wife and I were able to correct what we were doing wrong with the credit cards and all that garbage. And then we got a house with 5.25 acres. At the time, because we did an addition now, but I think it was like 2,400 square feet, 2,500 square feet. And we bought it for $220,000.
Because it's easy to be young and... So some similarities there, because I was also young, dumb, and full of bills.
And mailboxes full of bills.
I went into business and was doing sales things and did pretty darn good, because I've always been a hustler and a really hard worker. But what do you do when you're young, dumb, and making really good money?
Spending it.
You spend an awful lot of money, right?
We did, yeah.
So I was young, and I had a brand new BMW. We bought a house, right? We did all of the stupid things that I now look back on and go, why didn't somebody tell me?
Oh, right. But it's a great teacher. It's the same thing with us with grad school. $100,000 in the mid-90s for graduate school for my wife. Why did somebody say, dumb?
Don't do that.
Yes. Nobody did.
We had to end up filing bankruptcy. This is, 20 years ago, because we did all these dumb things. And then what did we do after we did dumb things? Well, that's kind of like you. Yeah, you take out money out of your house to fix dumb things. Well, what does that end up doing? You do more dumb things. Then now you have the extra mortgage and more dumb things to pay for, right?
Yeah.
So, we went through kind of the school of financial hard knocks as well. And then in 2000 really started turning things around.
Yes.
Here we go. Picking back up in 3, 2, 1. I've total lost track of my thought. So
I noticed how you moved away from me.
So we kind of figured it out in the year 2000 and realized that you can't spend more than you make. Right?
Yep.
And you have to save if you ever want to have money to do things in the future. We started finally figuring things out then. And coincidentally, that is also when I got into this business. That's when I started taking all of the, the courses for my chartered financial consultant. So it was really a lot of school of hard knocks for me before I went through the actual schooling for education.
Right.
So we kind of went through things in different patterns, but we kind of ended up at the same place.
With the same thing. I totally agree. It was hard, but it's fun. But now my passion with this is teaching other people how to actually do this, and in dealing with their investments and helping with the budgets and all that stuff, because everybody deserves the financial confidence, right?
They all deserve the financial confidence. And now not only do we have the education to share with them from schooling and experience, but we also have the School of Hard Knocks education to share with them as well. You said something to me. Brian came down, we had lunch before this, and you said something to me which I loved hearing you say. You said, I do this because I like making good money, but you told me why you really like doing this.
It's the people that I work with, that we work with. I take a really big interest. I really care about it a lot, and I want to see people succeed with what we're helping them do. And so, I look at stuff every single day. I don't want to see huge fluctuations in accounts, and it all depends on goals and stuff too, right? But I take it very personally when dealing with people's money, just trying to get them to where they want to go, meeting them where they are, and taking them through to retirement, as an example, or a kid's education.
Right, whatever their goals are.
Yeah.
And one of the things that kind of brought us together is that we have very similar philosophies. We like to educate. We like to, advise, whereas we don't even see ourselves as, salespeople.
Right.
We're counselors. We're financial advisors to help people get further along in the path that they want to be on.
Right.
We're not giving them the path. We're helping them get further along their path.
Right. When people think of financial advising, they think of managing investments. It's a piece of what we do.
Yeah.
But we both have delivered death benefit checks for clients that have passed.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's a big deal to do those. That's part of it. We've had people go into long-term care, in dealing with that side of things. Kids going off to college, all of it.
And the positive side, kids going off to college is the positive side, but we just had a meeting with a client who reached his retirement mark.
Yes,
and he was saying, right? And now we get to celebrate his retirement with him, and now our relationship goes from helping him to build for retirement to helping him enjoy it in retirement.
That's right. And that's one of the things, is being able to enjoy that retirement. We've got a couple that refuse to spend money. They always told me before, I'm not leaving my kids anything. Now they don't touch it. They won't spend it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to make them spend money.
It is, but that's part of us coaching them through in their retirement years, or building up to the retirement years, that you still can have fun.
You can still have fun. Okay, we've been talking about us for a while, kind of why we're doing this, our backstory. Let's wrap it up with this, a little bit more rapid fire questions.
Yes.
I'll ask the question, you answer, I'll answer back.
Okay.
All right. How many kids you got?
4.
How old are they? I'll go. I have 2 kids. Okay.
2 kids.
How old are yours?
16, 14, 12, 10.
And mine are 24 and 20. So I'm a little bit ahead of you on my kids' ages. That's because I started when I was 12 years old. So not quite, but all right, next.
Yes.
How long you been married?
23.
Okay, I've been married for 20. How long you guys been together?
27.
I've been married for 21. In case my wife is watching this, yes, 21. Okay. How long you guys been together?
So 4 years past that, so 27.
And we're at 25. So, all right, so we have, and to the same women.
To the same.
Not to the same woman. Yeah. We've both been married to our same woman basically our entire adult lives.
Yes.
So, okay, got it. And I'm a city boy. You're a mountain man.
Country, yes.
Yeah. Not mountain, country?
Mountain country.
Mountain country, okay. Right. I like motorcycle. You like horses?
I like mountain biking. My family likes horses.
So, okay.
I don't ride.
We like to go to concerts. You guys like to?
Backpack.
Go backpacking. That's right.
Okay. Big days in the mountains. Out, no contact.
Your favorite food? I'm going to guess your favorite food is either bacon or eggs.
It's pretty close. My favorite is ribeye.
I do love a ribeye. So, okay. I'm going to go with, steak is probably my favorite. But
and it's the end of September. October's coming, and my steer goes in for processing in 3 weeks. I'm going to have more ribeyes.
Because you guys buy a cow.
Steer.
Okay.
Yes.
Isn't that like a big cow?
You know what the difference between a bull and a steer is?
A bull and a steer?
Yes.
Is a steer a female? No, listen, I'm not a mountain man. I don't know.
One's intact,
And
one
one's
is not.
intact. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for that. That seems like a pretty good way to end. We'll be back next week with a great episode on fitness. In fact, I'm going to break down 6 keys to fitness, both financial and physical, and how they tie together.
Ooh, this is going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you come back and join us for that next week. Make sure that you share us with friends, family who need a little bit of help with their finances, who want to have a better financial future. So until then, you can email us questions@yourmoneypuzzle.com. You can find us on our website, yourmoneypuzzle.com. Give us a review, give us some thumbs up, check us out on YouTube. And until next week, go out and do something to improve your financial future. That's right. Go out and do something to solve your money puzzles. Your future self will be glad you did. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Registered representative of and securities offered through Securities Management and Research, Inc., SM&R. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through BFC Planning, Inc. Edgen Insurance and Financial Services, Johnson Financial Services, SM&R, American National Family of Companies, and BFC Planning are independent entities. There are risks involved with investing which may include market fluctuation and possible loss of principal value. Particular investments may not be suitable for certain situations. Carefully consider the risks and possible consequences involved prior to making an investment decision. Our firm does not provide legal or tax advice. Be sure to consult with your own legal and tax advisors before taking any action that may have tax implications.